Good morning. Good morning. Is it good? No? Does it work? Okay. Dear psychedelic friends, my name is Olga, but my pal name is Baba Masha, and closest translation of Baba Masha is a Jane Doe. So 12 years ago, I opened a psychedelic podcast, Harm Reduction Project, and it was Radio Psychedelics with Jane Doe. And I'm a doctor. First part of my life was dedicated to chemistry and medicine. I was trained as pediatrician, pediatric surgeon, OBGYN, when I got my PhD and when I quit, because I felt like I'm a manager on sales of different drugs. And second part of my life was dedicated to psychedelic studying and my own experience. So I tried everything. Ayahuasca is my best choice. I smoked pot for 30 years, and cactus, San Pedro, salvia, bufo, and bunch of non-psychedelic shamanic remedies like kambo, rapé, and all 9 yards. And after a decade of studying and experimenting on myself, because I got so great results, I opened that harm reduction project. It was an interactive program. It was not just my voice, blah, blah, blah. I was very first person over post-Soviet countries, because we're so lucky here in the United States, we can discuss anything, but in Russia, Russian Federation, even discussion of medicinal properties, any psychedelic plants is prohibited. So if I go to Russia right now, they're gonna put me in jail for 20 years. Because they shut down my project in 2018. I back up, open another one. 2 years later, they found me, they shut me down. I mean, just over Russian Federation. And last time they bombed me, it was November 24. But I have all my backups, I launch it again, but my podcast, my program is available in any other countries. So my program was interactive program because it was one-on-one anonymous conversation with, I want to say, over 50,000 people, because I give them free platform to talk about psychedelics, discuss their experience, and everything is here. All my data. I created live chats with 8,000 people just for Amanita. So before my Amanita project, I was researching addiction to marijuana products, microdosing with cannabis, ayahuasca effects, positive, negative, mushrooms, everything. And I put it in a form of questionnaire and letters what people write me, positive and negative, because my point was not proof it's good. My point was to show everything, positive, negative, and then people read it and they make their own choice what they're gonna do. So in 2014, I read James Fadiman book, who is my friend, on psychedelic mushroom microdosing. I tried it myself. I microdosed for 6 months. I took a 6 months pause, and when I did it again for 6 months, I had such a good experience. So I published it on my project, and then I start getting letters from people who were saying we're taking Amanita microdoses, and I'm like a real doctor, I'm like, oh, forget it. You're gonna get crazy, you're gonna lose your liver from your butt, it's gonna just fall off. Just normal respond. It took me 2 years, it took them 2 years to convince me. And only because I was cornered with my pain. I had an accident in a gym, and I couldn't walk in 2016, and my last resort was Amanita. So my husband and me, I crawled in the woods, pick up like about 10, 12 cups, made a tincture, and it took me 2 years to overcome with Amanita because it's not panacea, it's not magic pill. You have to use it over and over, and finally, 7 years later, I can walk 20 miles easy peasy with no pain, and I go to gym, and I'm totally healthy. Anyway, as soon as I tried it on myself, I opened my first group of 67 people online. They didn't know why I'm talking with them twice a week, getting their all information, because I'm doctor, I'm trained how to ask good questions. So the results were so consistent, I decided to publish my results, and it blew up. Amanita market over post-Soviet countries. It skyrocketed. It was like golden fever of Amanita, and I opened a questionnaire, which is now have over 150 pathological conditions. When we started in 2019, we didn't know anything. We didn't know what form to take, how much, what's the protocol, so we were doing it on a go. The first question on my questionnaire was negative effects, and we were collecting negative effects. This is my English book. This is how I look. This is real Masha. And I'm just her voice. I'm not Masha. That's her. So I put my research, Amanita reports, Amanita questionnaire, pantherina. I edited it in 2023. This is my Russian book. By now it was downloaded. I give it free to people who were participating in my project. So by now I have over close to million time downloaded. It's free. This is me picking up Amanita. Anyway, this is project objectives, because we were walking in the dark. We didn't know what we're going to find out, and I will explain how we find out everything. So I had a live chat 24/7 with 8,000 people taking Amanita, and they were writing and writing and writing. I have a big group of people helping me, and if somebody will just die, we will all know immediately, or get, oh, I forgot to do my trick. I'm going to take a little piece of Amanita, just microdose, and if I die at the end of my speech, I prove it's poison. So the microdose is just size of my nail. It's half gram dry. Anyway, so after 2-3 years, we found the optimal dose, but it's not for everybody. It's strictly individual. So half gram, you take in the morning or you take it at night. The thing is with Amanita, when you take it in different time of the day, it affects you differently. Let's say if you want more energy, if you want a good mood, it works like very light antidepressant. And it gives you more energy, you're energetic. But if you take it at night, it works as it helps you with your insomnia. The thing is with the insomnia, the Amanita doesn't work as a sleepy pill. If you take Amanita at 8 p.m., you have to go sleep by 10. Because if you miss that part and you take Amanita at midnight, it's going to just give you more energy. You're not going to sleep at all. So it's kind of working with the biological clock. And how we find out most of pathological conditions, which I talk about in my book, people were reporting me positive results. Let's say 3 weeks, and people say, my psoriasis got in remission. Wow, I put question. My blood pressure gets normal. I put the question, and people voting, and I cannot adjust the voting. I can't do that because that's how it looked. It's all online. It's set up like this. You put the question and people vote, and I cannot adjust it. Once we vote, it stays forever. And it's on my phone, it's based on social media. So with time, we separated people by groups, by pathological condition with disease, and we were watching them. It was a lot of work, but it was all exciting because people were exciting. It's legal. You can go to a forest and just pick it up. That's 94% of people confirmed they have positive results. The thing is with Amanita, just like with any other chemical, it doesn't cure much. But because this mushroom somehow got 3 major neurotransmitters of our central nervous system, so this mushroom has analogs of gamma-aminobutyric acid, glutamate, and acetylcholine. That's very unique mushroom. So what it does, because we all, our biochemistry of our brain is based on GABA and glutamate, and we, each of us, somewhere between this. So with Amanita, the trick is with Amanita, and I find out it when I was studying couples, because I had whole family taking Amanita, husband, wife, children, grandparents, and we find out in some cases Amanita affects husband and wife different. They take the same mushroom, they pick up same dose, same time. Husband is like, "Wah!" And wife is, "Oh, I'm happy, everything is fine." So I find out when I start studying couples, I realized it's depend on biochemistry and what your level of neurotransmitter, which is totally strictly individual. Let's say me, I'm most time like a GABA person, so I need fresh dried, which most amount of ibotenic acid, which is analog of glutamate. And if I take 3 months dry after decarbolization, it's turned to muscimol. It just makes me sleepy. I take it in the morning and I sleep all day. So that's the difference, and that's why I'm totally against of buying pills of Amanita or any gummy, whatever they sell. I'm totally against that, because Amanita cannot be given to everybody like aspirin. And it's not only muscimol and ibotenic acid. Amanita has over 200 compounds, which we already know. So this is all health conditions which we studied. So what Amanita basically does, it affects our brain like very light antidepressant. We have more energy, our radio in our head shuts down, the information going through our brain slow down, and we're happy. And it helps in any health condition, but it doesn't cure it. Let's say you have improvement of your being with Parkinson's disease, but it doesn't cure Parkinson or Alzheimer or any kind. And what we discover for first 2 years of our research together as a group, Amanita is best antidote alcohol addiction, any kind of drugs, heroin, methadone, amphetamine, cocaine, bath salts, designer drugs, and percentages over 80%. So that's only what we discovered as a group, and nobody talked about it before. Couple of years I worked with doctors from rehabs, and they said, yes, does have side effects. It takes time, sometimes 6 months, sometimes year, but people get over. And I have to tell you, because I was born across the street on Chukotka, right here on the east, and alcohol, 50% of male population dying from alcohol-related pathology. So there is no placebo for alcoholics. I learned it living in Russia. And so this is some of my posts, like panic attacks. Panic attacks reduction or disappearing. That's how I put my questionnaire. You can read it. And this is the most helpful effects. Sleep restoration, and I already said it doesn't work like a sleeping pill. You take it 3 weeks and it's restore your biological clock. You stop in 3 weeks and you just sleep without. And another thing, we have old recipe, maybe 100 or 200 years old recipe for Amanita tincture. Basically what we do, we take the cups, we mash it like mashed potato, and we put it in a jar. 2 pounds of crushed Amanita cups, fresh, only fresh, because dry Amanita doesn't work this way. The chemical compound which gives you the pain relief, it's alcohol soluble. Most of other ones are water soluble. And you have to kind of ferment it for 45 days. The ancient method, they were digging it 3 feet down, which is what tincture need, dark and about 4 degrees Celsius, which is refrigerator. So after 45 days, you take the solid parts, you strain it, you put it in the refrigerator, it stays forever. I have Amanita, I do tincture every year, and it stays as good as it is. So this is alcohol addiction numbers. This is my husband. He had very bad accident and he broke his leg, very bad one, because his tibia and fibia was totally destroyed. We put titanium rod. This is 10 days on the right, 10 days after surgery. I brought him to the hospital, and surgeon said, I'm not going to take stitches because I don't know what to do with this swell. And I said, just give me the instruments, I'll do it at home. And he said, send me the picture so I approve. And it was in Carson, Nevada, so we drove 4 hours home. By 11 p.m., this is in the office, 4 p.m. By 11 p.m. the same day, I put compress of Amanita over his leg. 8 hours later, look at this. I took the stitches. This is his leg 8 hours later. At 7 in the morning, I sent that photos to the doctor, and I said, I took the stitches, everything is fine. He blocked me. He blocked me because I thought I photoshopped. I understand, I'm not complaining, because 30 years ago, if somebody will come in my office and say, Olga, eat Amanita, I'll call security. I'll say, take this crazy person out of my office. Anyway, I just will show you. This is tendinitis, very painful, about 3 weeks of pain, 2 hours compress, good. This is psoriasis. It doesn't cure psoriasis, but it's put it on remission for 6 months. This is the proof. This is my neighbor. See on the right? This is goiter, and this lady was helping me. I was tasting my English book with her. I was inviting her like once in 2 weeks so she can read and tell me if she understood my English. And after she read about the first 100 letters, she said, Olga, give me some. I need it. I want to stop drinking. I want to stop smoking cigarettes. I don't sleep good. I don't need to give me some. And I did. 2 weeks later, she came to help me with my book, and her tumor shrunk. And I said, do you know it's your goiter is smaller? She said, yeah, everybody telling me. It was COVID time. It was 2020. So she was scheduled for a surgery, but they canceled it because of COVID. So 6 months later, Look at this. The size of goiter was like this. Now she is tumor-free. We didn't cancel the medication she was taking, but combining it with Amanita dry, half gram in the morning, half gram at night, and topically tincture over, that's what it does. It was discovered by accident, and immediately after I discovered that, I put question on my social media questionnaire. So people were, it was 76% at the end. In our psoriasis, this is not topical. This is Amanita dry. So you take half gram, you do it for 3 weeks, and when you take Amanita, it's like vitamins. When the right dose for you is when you feel nothing. Not up, not down, no salivation, no nausea, just like vitamin C. You take it, you feel nothing. But it has some kind of accumulative effect. After 3 weeks, if you know why you're taking it, let's say you have panic attacks or you have PTSD or whatever, depression, you look back and you become better. When you reach certain condition after 3 weeks, you stop. And you see how long you can maintain in this level without. And then you can repeat it after 3 weeks, repeat it. But, you know, Amanita goes bad after 6-7 months. It's lose its power. So when you buy Amanita online, you never know how old it is. It could be like a year old or two. So this is a burn. This woman burned her fingers. She was going for amputation. And she said, no, I will try. She tried Amanita. That was a lotion. We mixed just with the regular lotion. We infused it with Amanita powder for 3 weeks in the refrigerator. Took us 3-4 months, and she grew her nails back. It was older lady, and I have all the pictures here in progress, which we did. And she was offered amputation. So this is a wasp bite. Some people are telling me I didn't do placebo double-controlled study. This is my hand. I was attacked by wasps on both hands, so both hands were like pillows, pain and unbearable pain. So I said, okay, now it's time for a double control study. I put a compress on my left hand, and I didn't put it on the right. 6 hours later, see result, no pain, no redness, and on my this hand, the swelling, redness, and pain come to here. So I was waiting until midnight, and I said, Olga, forget about placebo studies. Just do it. This is another person with psoriasis remission. And it's not topical. It's you take dry Amanita because psoriasis is not skin disease. It's kind of mental. Every time people go crazy a little bit, the psoriasis coming back. This is my friend came to me, and my dog scratched her. It was real painful, and I said, let me put some tincture on you. She said, what it is? I said, oh, don't bother. She woke up in 4 hours, was nothing. And she said, what is it? I don't want to tell people I put like poison mushroom on them. So she didn't know. This is chicken pox. This is in our case of psoriasis. This is cat. We tried it on animals too. We have a bunch of photographs with animals. And after Inner Tradition published my book, I got like Monday morning remorse. I said, what if I was wrong? What if I put like 100,000 people up, they eating Amanita, and I'm wrong? It's just daydreaming. So I launched guinea pig laboratory on my backyard. I got 12 animals. I breed them. In a few months, I got 100. So I had control group. dry Amanita and tincture. So, because we can trace toxicity by observing kids, how active they are, their weight, how they perform. I still have guinea pigs which were taking Amanita. They're still happy and healthy. The only thing I find out, they're pregnant, 50% of pregnant guinea pigs, they had 1 or 2 stillborns, but their babies were fully developed. So I don't know what's the problem. Maybe mommy was confused, didn't eat the sac, and did cut the umbilical cord, but it happened. And as a OBGYN, if you expect baby, don't take anything, not mushrooms, not cannabis, not Amanita, because microdose of Amanita for a baby is a flash dose, and when brain develops in the womb, we don't want to massage the baby brain with psychedelics. We don't know what it's going to be, what the problem going to be. So pregnancy is no, and 2 more conditions: schizophrenia, bipolar, and any mental conditions. Because if you have a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or whatever, if somebody observe how you're doing, that's may be okay. But if people take Amanita on the kitchen alone, they cannot even tell how it affects them. And we observed a lot of people who went a little bit cuckoo with magic thinking and seeing whatever. So no schizophrenia. It probably have to be studied separately and with psychiatric help and observation of professionals. So sport fighters approached me, and I launched another study separately how Amanita Muscaria affects their performance. So this is the guideline. How do you take it? How you take it? And I have a full protocol. What you do? How harvest? How collect it? How harvest? What you do? And which condition you can use? And you can try it on your own. Just be aware. You have to find your own dose, how much, and time of the intake. Morning or night, and how many times, so you feel comfortable, you're productive, you're in a good shape, and any negative effects you just quit. Because there is a science, there is a medicine, and there is facts. I collect facts. I don't explain how it works. I don't even want to know. I see the results as a doctor, and I can say, is it good for patient or not? It's not, my research is not scientific discovery or it's proof, because I collected over 20,000 people telling me what happened, and I give it to you as a facts, not like a science, because my book is not science literature. So people who were taking middle doses from 2 grams to 5 or 7, first couple months they were feeling really good, real uplifted, little bit drunk, because Amanita affects the same part of brain as alcohol. Alcohol is a downer, and Amanita brings you up. But after 3-4 months they start behaving very weird. The reason is we observed these people in chat, because we had that chat for 4 years. We all knew each other, even though it was 8,000 people, but it was all recorded. So we can trace who took what, how, and when, and all the results, which were very helpful. This is my Amanita. That's the color of tincture when you take the solids. And I have all the recipes here. But my favorite is a tincture, because it takes any pain, any kind of pain, migraine, menstrual cramps, any trauma, any neuropathic pain, any kind of pain. 26 minutes, you're happy. No side effects, and you can use it if you're in pain anytime. When I had my back injured, I use it like every 3-4 hours. And every month, every year, I was using less and less and less. Now I don't use it at all. I don't want to do MRI and check what happened with my spinal. I'm not in pain, and I don't want to fry my body. Why would I do that? Anyway, in literature, when you read about Amanita, everybody talks about muscimol and ibotenic acid. But this is all, it's not all, some chemical compounds which we can find in different plants. That's the whole thing. And if people say, oh, you didn't do clinical study, you don't know mechanism, how it works. It's not my job. I did preliminary study if we have to pay attention to Amanita at all, because it was nothing if you start digging up for last 100 years was nothing. Nobody studied Amanita intake and that range of volunteers. It was some anecdotal here, and there. So I present my facts not like a doctor, not like a kind of enlightening whatever chakra person. It's just dry. You take it, that's the result. So in my book, I have chemistry, biochemistry, geographic location, little bit history, blah, blah, blah. And big part of my book, about 2/3, this is the individual reports. Because if you want to take Amanita, you read it, and then you realize how individually Amanita affects everybody. It's not aspirin, I repeat myself, but when you read it, it's really funny because people were writing it not like in a doctor's office. Some of them are real funny. And at the end, I have the protocol, where to find, how to find, but you cannot miss it. It looks like this, so you can't miss it. Okay, I guess this is the end. If you have any questions, you're welcome. No questions, huh? So I did good, huh? And I didn't die. So that's the proof. It's not poison. Yes?
Hi, thank you so much for your talk. I was wondering, what about the other varieties of Amanita? Like, how do those have like similar effects? Have you studied those much? Because here in Alaska, for example, I think we have Amanita regalis and a couple others.
I didn't study that. Only in 2023, I put another questionnaire and a website for reports with pantherina, but it's not the same. Nobody really studied chemical compounds in pantherina, but it affects people differently. Something going on with their psyche. After taking Amanita, pantherina for a long time, we're going crazy. Little bit, not on this realm, kind of magic thinking, So I continue to collect the data. I switched to different things about 2 years ago. I'm researching different plants, but I still collecting data. But I'm going to tell you, whatever I wrote in my book in 2022, nothing more was discovered. I get every day from 5 to 100 reports on Amanita, and I posted, but nothing new. It's just repeating and repeating, which is good. And the good part, this year, Paul Stamets totally copied my project online. 3 years ago, he didn't want to read my book, but now he launched the same Amanita microdosing project online, and I'm very happy because it proves it was a good thing I did. I didn't waste my time for nothing. Any questions?
If someone were to have terrible bladder cancer,
All right. I was avoiding diabetes in oncology. I will tell you the truth, study oncology or diabetes without tests, pictures, and scans. It's just not right thing. It's kind of not professional for me. Because oncology is such complicated disease. I have to see the person from first day first. I have to know radiology, chemotherapy, whatever people take, because I had reports like, oh, my neighbor had a stage 4 cancer, took couple cups of Amanita and he recovered. Yeah, right, ha. So I was avoiding that. I didn't put it in my questionnaire because I consider it as unprofessional. The same with diabetes, because you need to take blood test and present it to me. So whatever I have, it's here, no oncology. Yes?
Can you speak to reports about migraine?
Migraine. Oh, yeah. Migraine, the best is you cook fresh Amanita, you cook the tincture, let it ferment for 45 days, and you just put it in a spray bottle. Whenever it hurts, you just spray and massage, because whatever comes on our skin gets in our body. It's not about taking dry Amanita, because dry Amanita doesn't have the same analgesic effects as a tincture. And it's topical, and try avoid to take tincture per oral, because per oral the tincture is chemical compounds are very close to raw mushroom. It's not decarbonization that's going through. It's a lot of ibotenic acid. And by the way, they start researching about ibotenic acid, which they claim in Wikipedia is it kills your neurons. And they prove in Wikipedia, they put ibotenic acid in syringe and stick it in the red brain. If I take water and stick it in the red brain, she can die anyway. So they find out the ibotenic acid has medical effects on human body, and the most positive. Migraine, any kind of pain, because tincture is so good. My husband didn't believe in Amanita, and he was like, oh, you turned into a witch, you have all this kind of stuff. But when he was we put him, his condition with broken leg proved it. Plus, we were giving him opioids, and I took him out of, what did they give you? Quilude? Oxycontin. So he started getting used to that, and I said, just drop it, because Amanita tincture has great analgesic effect. So I was doing, it didn't speed up the healing, but he was free of pain and swell, and he was doing good. In 6 months, we even forgot he had that injury. So if you have migraine, just spray, put it on, and put it hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's going through your skin, and it's a black pain on the central nervous system right in your brain. Just cut it off. Any other questions? Yeah, he replaced. Yeah, I tried it on myself, everything I find out, and then he's next.
I know you said that the bones were helped or killed. So have you found any, I didn't see the word, but anything on stenosis of the spine?
It doesn't cure those conditions, it just takes the pain away, the swelling and pain, because any injury in the spinal or anywhere, it caused by inflammation and swelling. And Amanita takes inflammation. I know it for sure, because anytime I have infected wound, I put Amanita, gone. Few hours, it's gone. Overnight compress, gone. So it takes inflammation, and takes swelling, and it takes pain away, and you feel good, but it doesn't cure the condition.
Or make it change?
No, it doesn't change it. Yeah, I have my bulge in my spinal, because if I lift 50 pounds, I can feel it. I just don't do it. But I know it's there, and it's migrating, gives me different effects, but I'm not in pain. I'm totally capable of walking, doing anything I want, digging my garden for 8 hours a day, not in pain. Any other questions? Yes?
I have a question over here.
Yeah?
I want to follow up on the gentleman's first question about what we have here in Alaska. I know in the next several weeks when I go out walking in Queen Cave, there's going to be Amanita Muscaria, I guess, everywhere.
Right.
And so I was thinking, I just run out there and collect them and get your book, but it's not the same. And should we be, is there a good identification to figure out which mushroom we should be targeting? And it can, do you have to go to some other planet to get
The thing is, I have 20,000 volunteers who were collecting Amanita all over the world, different countries, different states, Europe, Siberia, United States, Canada. It affects the same. The thing is, it's how powerful is it, because it's condition of the soil, the climate, amount of water, everything affects chemical compounds. And you have to find individual dose. It could be, if it's very potent and powerful, it could be 0.1 gram for some people. For some people, it could be 1 gram. For some people, it could be 2 grams, but never over. The main criteria is you take your microdose and you have no effects, no uplifting, no down. So for me, I live in California, and I pick up it on Pacific Coast from Monterey up to Crescent City. Every year is different, but my range is 1.2 grams. If I take more than 1.2 or 2, I have salivation. Salivation is the first sign, cut it on a half. So you just pick it up and find your own dose. And every year it will be different because the conditions will be different, But Amanita is the same all over. And don't use the stems, because stems have totally different chemical structure, totally different. And you can eat the stems. I figure out way to eat it. You clean it up, cut it on small pieces, put it in the water for 48 hours, change the water, and then you take water away. You can freeze it, you can fry it, you can cook soup, whatever you want. And it's very tasty, it doesn't give you any fractals. Does make you puke. It's very tasty. It's the best mushroom you can eat. It's very crunchy and very tasty.
Thank you, Barbara.
Okay.
I believe we have 500 more questions in this room, but unfortunately the time is up. And
Yes.
I encourage everyone to buy her book so that all of your answers can come to the
Yeah, somebody's selling my book upstairs. I found out it yesterday. Okay.